Here we are. Welcome. Here we are, a collection of people gathered on Zoom and in this sanctuary, a moment together on this beautiful planet, a planet that formed from a miracle of nature. It is speculated that after our Earth formed, it began cooling. The atmosphere of the Earth got very steamy, like after a particularly long shower, but so much more so. And the water of our steamy Earth began condensing, which led to the first rainfall. And it rained a lot, not just for days, but for years, thousands of years. And that rainfall created rivers and eventually our oceans. Eons of time have passed with this same water. This water, birthed from a cooling planet, contributing to new life, water that the dinosaurs drank. And that same water now evaporates from the Pacific Ocean. It snows over the Sierra Nevada. It melts and fills beautiful Lake Tahoe, which in turn pours out to the Truckee River, flowing through Reno and onward to Pyramid Lake, and eventually evaporates. No new water is being created on this earth. It goes through the water cycle, it gets stored in aquifers, it gets dragged under tectonic plates, and then it reemerges when a volcano erupts. And so it is the same water from the formation of our earth that in some places is now contaminated with chemicals and bacteria. The same water making up our bodies makes it possible for us, for humans, to make decisions that impact that very water. The water that makes up most of your body, most of all bodies, is the water of ancient Lake Lahontan, is the water that emerges as your neighbor exhales. It's the same water that, when polluted, leads people to desperate measures. It's the same water where some experience water scarcity and droughts and fires, and others are seeing excessive rain and rising tides and flooding. It is in this way that we are connected to one another. Our watery bodies to the watery bodies of the earth. We are interconnected and interdependent. We are the ancient waters of our existence, which are the water that snows on us, that bathes our children and flows through toxic pipes in Flint. It contaminates our bodies and is becoming scarce and is the water that the dinosaurs drank. Here we are, a collection of people gathered in a space for a particular moment in time on this beautiful planet, all intrinsically connected and all so very complex.
Good morning. Please rise in body and spirit and join us in singing 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning to everybody that's here in this beautiful sanctuary and those of you on Zoom. I'm Dave Bianchi, and I'm serving as your worship associate today. It's our mission here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Northern Nevada to grow together in love, faith, justice, and joy. So if you're new to us, know that we're a welcoming community and that we care deeply for all people, regardless of racial identity, age, economic circumstances, immigration status, sexual orientation, or gender identity. Today is a very special day as we celebrate with an annual tradition that happens in Unitarian Universalist communities across the United States and throughout the world. The gathering of waters. This is a great ritual, or water communion. Now, if you attended last week and heard Ciamara, you heard her give a detailed description of this special ritual. You know, across the country today, or in weeks around this day, Unitarian Universalists will bring together water from a variety of meaningful places and gather the water in one collective place, in our case, right here in front of the podium. So to symbolically honor our deep interconnectedness with one another. As we begin our service, we remember Lucille Longview and Carolyn McDade, who in 1980 designed the very first water ritual that began this annual tradition. So in response to the inequity and exclusion that is inherent in every generation of Unitarian Universalism, and at the time, sexism was present in UUism. Well, these two women designed a worship service for a national gathering of UU specifically created to offer an authentic and liberating ritual of empowerment and communion and connection. So in our service today, we will have two opportunities to interact with the water here, first by contributing to it, and then by giving and receiving a blessing of the collective waters. There will be opportunities for online participation and plenty of water here for those who didn't bring any. So let us not forget about the original stewards of the waters that surround us today, the Washoe, the Paiute, and the Shoshone peoples, as we enjoy our time today together. Thank you for being with us. I didn't put it in my script, so you can't greet each other today. That's out of my script. This is the time we take to just say hello to each other in whichever manner feels comfortable. Let's greet each other.
You heard from Dave just a moment ago and from Ziamara last weekend a little bit about the water ceremony tradition. It emerged from that context of struggle for human rights for women. And women, even 45 years ago, right? Women were really seen as second-class citizens. And the thing that was especially painful for Unitarian Universalist women was that Unitarian Universalist spaces weren't much better. And I'm sure that sounds familiar to many of you with a variety of identities, that Unitarian Universalist spaces, despite our best intentions, are not always the places we want them to be. And so it really grew out of that context. And Lucille Longview and Carolyn McDade, the women who designed this service 45 years ago, I like to picture what they were thinking when they gathered in a space trying to figure out what kind of ritual that they could create together. I imagine it like our worship team gathers in a space nowadays, looking out at the world that we're faced with and trying to figure out how the heck you create a worship service that speaks to all that we're experiencing. I never met Lucille or Carolyn, but I like to imagine what it might have felt like for them to design this ritual that now feels like it's been a part of UU history forever. That feels like we've been celebrating the water communion forever, but it's really only 45 years old. Lucille was described as feisty, funny, and brilliant. And she was a longtime activist. And it was in part because of her activism that the language of the Unitarian Universalist principles, which we now describe as values, it's because of her, in part, that they were changed to become more inclusive and to include the principle about the earth and our interconnectedness with the earth. It was her activism that led to a lot of those changes. And Carolyn, that name might sound familiar, Carolyn McDade, because she wrote many of the songs that we sing on Sunday mornings, including Spirit of Life, which many UUs consider like the quintessential UU hymn. And Carolyn had long dedicated herself to fostering community and fostering deeper relationships, especially amongst Unitarian Universalists, even though she didn't necessarily claim herself as a Unitarian Universalist. She was especially keen to have those connections, those nurtured relationships that she felt so strongly about. She wanted them to result in change and action. She thought it was important for us to come together and be in community towards something, towards change. And so I imagine these two women coming together and dreaming about the world that they wanted to see, and perhaps talking sarcastically about what it was to be a woman in Unitarian Universalist spaces at those times, talking about the reality of the world, maybe making jokes. And then I imagine them in softer moments sharing their anger and their grief with each other about these spaces as well. And I wonder if when they came together to design this ritual that we will honor today, I wonder if they felt a little bit stuck about how you could possibly create a ritual that could hold both the hopelessness that people probably felt and also gave participants in the ritual a feeling of empowerment. And so what emerged from their wisdom and their creativity was this ritual centered around water. They knew that water was a universal symbol that could hold the essence of life itself, which then, when mixed with waters brought by women from around the country, those waters connected to the sacredness of life in whatever way that meant to the people who brought them. They knew that when those were all mixed together, it would birth something new and important. But they knew that to gather and be in community wasn't enough. They knew that the water, the ritual of the water, had to also be a symbol of something stronger, something more action-oriented and empowering. And they knew that water could be a symbol of fluidity and transformation. And that it could serve as an empowering reminder that the strength of the community was in its ability to adapt and morph and change the way water does. And so the ritual that they created gave them a reminder that although the times were hard, the gathered community had the strength, as water does, to be a force for change. And so it feels like a perfect ritual for these days that we find ourselves in. When we find ourselves faced with a world that is scary and uncertain, and we need the reminder of community and the empowering nature of water to allow us to shift and change and be strong to face what is ahead of us. That we gather in communion, committing to each other, that although we feel hopeless or angry or grief-filled, that we too can harness the strength of this community to face these times. So we seeded our water just a little while ago. We seeded these collective waters with the symbolic water of our interconnectedness and our lineage, the water of the dinosaurs and the hot, volatile formation of the earth itself. And we also seeded it a bit with some of the pain and fear and complexity of the world that we live in today, because it's a mix. The water is not just clean and safe and healthy. It's a mix, it's complex. So today we invited you to bring waters that were sacred with you. Water that represents places or things in your life that feel special. And by adding these special waters from each of us individually, we imbue the water with the sacredness of our living our lives individually. And if you haven't brought water, there are several receptacles, as Dave mentioned, that you can pour symbolic of your special waters that you might have brought. And if for any reason you don't feel like you want to come forward, no problem, raise your hand and we will come to you to get the water and pour it into our collective receptacle. But before we do that, I just want to invite you to close your eyes or find some way of centering yourself in this space. And if you do have water in front of you, maybe hold it in your hands, hold it close. And I want to just invite us into a moment of reflection about what the water that you brought or that you're going to be adding, what that water means to you. And I invite you to think about what it's going to mean to pour that individual sacred water into a collective space that's mixing in with water from other sacred places and from the lineage of the water of the formation of our earth. How that connects you with all of life. And then in a moment when you come forward, either down the center aisle or on these side aisles, we can all be pouring at once. We don't have to go one at a time. When you come forward with your water, you can pour it with a few words. We're going to be singing together, so we're not necessarily going to hear your words, but you are going to know that you are pouring it in with intention. Or you can just whisper words or think the thoughts of what it is to be pouring in that sacred water. And we will hold together the sentiments that are either voiced out loud or thought in your head or in your heart. We will hold it in this collective space. Sacred and hurting, clean and polluted, scarce and flooding, may our waters flow together in holy, loving reverence and hope. I invite you to come forward with your water. We're going to sing "From You I Receive" as we come forward. And I invite you to let the words be a prayer. I want to add our water from all the years past. We talk about lineage and lineage back to the dinosaurs. And this is our water that goes back through all of the times, through all of the years that we have done this ritual here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Northern Nevada. It is sacred water indeed. So I add it to our collective bowl as well to bring the generations forward. I'm also going to pour some water for all you folks online that weren't able to be here in person to represent all of the things that you bring as well. Will you take some breaths with me? As I hope you know, in Unitarian Universalist spaces, we don't believe that it needs to be a minister who comes and blesses something, or that it's coming down from on high. We get to collectively bless this water and make meaning of it in the ways that is meaningful to this community gathered here. So I want us to collectively bless this water. And in a moment, I'll invite you to come forward and offer words or touch the water or connect with it in some way that feels meaningful to you. In the original ceremony, the folks that participated in the ritual actually came back with their receptacles or their vessels, and they took some of the collective water home with them. So if that feels meaningful to you today, you can do that as well. But first, I just want to bless this water collectively. These are sacred waters. And I hope that they will remind us that we are not the beginning or the end of this story, but the waters represent our part in the long river of life. And we collectively bless these waters with the knowledge that we are interdependent and interconnected. We rely on each other to build our courage and to give courage and to be responsive and transformative and adaptive to the times we are living in. And in the months to come, whatever you receive from this water today, whatever you give to this water, may the water, the blessing, help us to feel empowered to move through these times and to work for change with courage. And I invite you to come forward in a moment with reverence. We're going to sing together, and I invite you to soak in the feeling of being in community, singing together, holding each other, taking courage from the spaces in between us. So you might touch the water, you might offer your blessings, you might collect some water to take home with you. We're going to come around with vessels for you all that can't come forward or don't want to come forward and let you connect with the water in the way that feels comfortable. So as we sing together, please come forward and take the spaciousness that you need to feel this as the long, long ritual that it is. Come forward.
Well, this is our opportunity to make money flow like water. And we offer our bounties to each other as we continue the positive and far-reaching outreach to our fellowship and the greater community. A basket will be passed, and those on Zoom, you just follow instructions on the screen. You can also mail a check to the office, or better yet, sign up for automatic giving. Well, one of the many things I love about our fellowship is that each month we choose a nonprofit to share our plate with. And this month, we have a nonprofit who is going to be here represented by Tracy, who helped found this organization many years ago. And it's kind of an exciting nonprofit. And she's going to spend a few minutes telling us all about it, Community Cats. Tracy.
Let's see. Like this? Okay. We are good? My instructions are okay. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm so grateful to be here. I am Community Cats at the moment, but we are all Community Cats. We appreciate being invited here today, and we are grateful to be the recipient of your donations this month. It is truly an honor. Thank you for Dottie for nominating us, and for Chris, who guided us through this process of putting our little presentation on this morning. Is that our slide one? Community Cats is a boots on the ground, local, independent organization founded in 1999 and has been a registered nonprofit 501c3 since 2003. All donations are used to go directly for supplies and clinic services. Because we are all volunteers, there are no salaries. And all the images that you see in the materials are local animals are from here. There's not stock images because we are as grassroots as you can get. And thank you to Julie's Sign Shop for making that. The first slide is our logo. And Price created the slideshow you're seeing today. Slide number 2 is our mission. Is that what we're on? As mentioned in our introduction, Community Cats advocates for animal welfare and partners with organizations. We partner with every organization locally that we can to do the work, mostly to provide access to quality spay-neuter services in our area. We do not receive any donations directly from our groups, and we do receive some clinic services on a small scale. The main 3 pillars of Community Cats is to remove obstacles, reduce suffering, and save lives. The individuals we help and the cats they care for are our focus today. We do collect data now and have information on the longer-term science-based research which can improve our community on a larger scale. We can share this information after the service. The third slide is what? There we go. What is a community cat? And it says there on the slide, how many of you are aware of free roaming cats in your community? Whether you see them where you work, where you see them where you live, they're at a friend's house, they're at your businesses you may visit. I'm going to repeat 1 or 2 items more than once. Approximately 80% of the cats entering our shelters are produced by the free roaming cats you're seeing outside. 80%. Slide number 4 is what is trap, neuter, return? TNR for short. You may not be sure what, if anything, you can do to help these cats. We are here to say you can help because when it comes down to it, we are the only ones able to, and Community Cats is here to empower you all to do just that. I heard the word earlier, empower. No one envisioned that they would be a cat trapper, and here we are. Dottie did not ever intend to be catching kitties, and she did it. We're so proud of her. Another item I will mention more than once is no kill starts with TNR. Slide number 5 is about kittens. We would like to reduce that number of 80% kittens coming into the shelter. Over 180 kittens have been given the chance to get off the street as so far as July of this year by Community Cats volunteers. Volunteers, we offer resources, support, and information, plus our Spay It Forward program funds spay-neuter health care. Steve, the dog, was neutered Friday, and yesterday Sadie was spayed, all at the help of Community Cats helped that happen. We also provide an emergency pet food pantry to those who are struggling to feed the animals they care for. Our volunteers are amazing people from all walks of life, and that is what has enabled this small group of one to expand its capabilities to helping an average of 150 cats and kittens each month. It is all of us who must come forward to make the change to do the work. Am I out of time? Sorry. I heard earlier Kristen say fear, pain, and complexity is a part of our world, and that is a world that we live in and these cats live in, and so we all do our very best. There is no 100% cure readily available for the ills of our society, and that does not mean we cannot make a big difference. Changing hearts and minds is the key. We cannot adopt our way out of this. I'm very grateful for your time today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Appreciate this. Oh, will the ushers please come forward? That was fun. Would you join Lois and me as we dedicate our offering to the work of this fellowship, which is helping more people grow in love, faith, justice, and joy, and dedicate ourselves and these our offerings. Well, we have several people that are anxious to make some announcements. Let's start with Catherine. Are you going to do something about pears?
This is a request from Diane that we let you know that there are pears.
Free fruit in the back.
Help yourself.
Okay. And then Rosalind, where is she?
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm Rosalind Bedell, she and her. And just a very brief reminder, we have a social justice movie coming up a week on Friday, Friday 19th at 5:30 p.m. in the Star King Room. Hope many of you will be able to come. It's called Buy Now, the Shopping Conspiracy, about all the mass of products or consumer goods that we get maybe trapped into buying, or even if we don't really want to, and what happens to them. So I think it'll be an interesting movie and some discussion afterwards with the recycling educator of waste management. And there'll be beverages and some appetizers. We can offer carpooling if you need it. So hope you'll be there. You can sign up online on our website, or there's a QR code in the program, or you can just let me or any of the Social Justice Committee know. By the way, I love this program. Anyway, thank you. Hope to see you.
Hey, thank you. And Sandy in her chef hat.
I can't see in the mirror. I mean, I didn't look in the mirror, so I have no idea what it looked like. Anyway, I'm just here to say that the wonderful water ritual that we had today really grows our community, but party does too. So we are saying, please come to our party, our chili Jubilee cook-off, October 11th on a Saturday from 2 to 5. We will have our band, the UU band, Laura Knights. The High Desert Hollers are going to give us a little music, and I don't know, we might have some people out who really like to do some country dancing. We'll see what happens. I think that would be fun. We'll have games. We'll have a lot of food, chili, and to make sure that we can get everyone to come, as many people as we can, we are asking people to volunteer some of the foods. There will be people with these hats on and the table out in front where you can sign up to help us feed everyone and see that everybody has a good time.
Hey, as long as we're talking about food, don't forget ice cream. Ice cream social over there right after the service. We're repeating this from a few weeks ago. We had too much ice cream, so we need to use it up. Oh, Chris Hyland, Chris.
Thanks, Dave. I thought I was on for next Sunday. I apologize. So I didn't. Yeah, well, I'm here. I'll give you the short version because I'm not going to be able to remember all of it. I'm here as the chair of the Building Use Committee with a couple of announcements. The first is that we've had 8 people who have volunteered to serve as event monitors. Those folks, and we thank you very much. And we'd like to sign up at least another 4 folks, so we have a dozen people who can, not all the time, just on an occasional basis, serve as someone who will be here for larger events that are being held by third parties to make sure everybody follows the rules, to show the folks where to find things, and just to deal with any small challenges that come up. We will be providing training for those folks. And in addition, our volunteers will be paid $20 an hour. Not a lot, but it's a little, little extra jack. Never hurts. Second thing is I wanted to tell you all that the Building Use Committee has received 4 applications so far for a new part-time commission-based position that we are hiring, and that will be an events and rental promoter and coordinator who will help market UUFNN as a destination for folks outside UUFNN to hold celebrations, meetings, parties, concerts, all sorts of events. And our hope is that we will be able to turn this into a consistent program and thereby raise some additional funds to support our budget and all of the wonderful things that we do. So we're going to be scheduling interviews for our 4 applicants over the course of the next week or 2, and we'll see where that takes us. And if we hire someone, I'll be back up here to tell you all about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And now I think we're going to take a blue boat home, our closing hymn.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing 1064, Blue Boat Home. So if you noticed when you came in, there might have been a little half sheet on your chair. So the choir has been working really hard this past month for benediction writing. I figured today was a good day with presenting that, with Zio talking about traditions last week, and we had our water communion ritual today. So we have 2 benedictions that the choir has written, and we're going to sing both of them today. And it's just benediction 1 will be the first one, benediction 2 will be the second one, and mark a checkbox on which one that you would like to be sung at regular services, and then one that you would want at the special services, which would have been like today. And if you don't have a sheet, you can feel free to pull out your phone and email me at musicdirector@uufnn.org, or find me after the service and I will write it down, and then we'll tally up the votes and let you know next week. So here they are.
Will you all, before you connect in ways that feel comfortable, I just want to offer so much gratitude. We have such a wealth of skill and beauty and love that gets given in this community. And this is just one example of the amount of effort that goes into showing that love sometimes. Thank you so much. I feel so blessed by this water. I hope you do too. And not just the water, but the community and the connection and the interdependence that we have created here and that we know will go forth into the world. And may we truly go forth like water, with strength and courage, adaptability, fluidity, and truly empowered. May it be so.